Hi, I watched Love Stage and here's my review. As a kid, Anda participated in the filming of a commercial, playing as a bride. Alongside him was Rio, another little boy, playing the groom. 10 years later, the wedding company wants to shoot another commercial with both of the same actors from 10 years ago. While Anda tries to force his way out of this because he really doesn't want to do it, Rio, on the other side, is overjoyed by the news and jumps on the occasion to see this little girl he met 10 years ago and just couldn't forget since then. First, to give a bit of background, I read the manga and I also watched the anime when it came out. I don't think I finished reading the manga because it was not done when I read it. But honestly, I don't remember anything at all. It was actually while watching this drama that I realized that I really forgot everything. The only few things I do remember from the manga are just the plot, the general idea, the summary of the manga, and also that it was, I think, pretty sexual and sometimes borderline playing with consent. And that's the part I didn't really like. And that's also a part I was a bit worried about the drama. That's approximately everything. Though I don't remember it, I know for sure that although I did like Love Stage when I read it and watched it, I think it was never in my favorite. It was pretty cute, but again, yeah. I just remember it to be very popular, but not necessarily my favorite. Also, because of this, I thought it was going to be a bit difficult because I was going to compare both of them. But since I don't remember anything, I can't actually tell if they changed a lot of things. For sure, I know that, and it's a blessing, really, but I had good hopes actually that they were going to do that, is that they remove all the kind of things that touch on consent. Sometimes, because I remember the manga having some scenes like that. I think the worst scene they have in this drama, and it actually made me very uncomfortable, is the scene with Rio kissing Anda while he is sleeping. While I think a peck, a little kiss, is okay, yeah. We can both have different opinions on this, but in the context of the romance I am watching, in the context that they both like each other, I'm like, a little peck while he's sleeping is okay, So while the first little peck is okay, what the hell did they do with this kiss? I was really, really speechless watching this scene with Rio going all in for a big kiss with a sleeping Anda who is completely motionless, so not responding at all. And it lasted so long too. What a very, very weird scene. I don't know why they kept this, and I don't know why they went so far with it. I think they could have shown Rio's desperation, kind of, is longing for Anda in a different way. Maybe, I don't know, give him 20 pecks, I don't know, something sweet, but just full on going to French kiss him while he's sleeping is... It's weird, it's creepy. This scene, I really didn't like it, and I don't know how they didn't see it was a bad idea. But if I remove this, everything else is okay with consent, so at least I'm glad about that. But to finish on the comparison, I kind of remembered while watching it that Anda had a very protective brother. I kind of remember the feeling of being very annoyed by it while watching the anime and reading the manga. I don't think I had this kind of same feeling this time. I think the brother was pretty cool, and although he was a bit over the top and sometimes a lot, I think, for some reason he bothered me a lot less than I can kind of think back to it back then. As for the family's manager, I can't remember his name, the one who ends with the big brother, I'm not sure. I think If someone knows, you have to tell me. But I'm almost certain that in my memory, he's very stern, very serious. It takes a lot of time for him to open up to the big brother because he doesn't want to because of his status. But maybe I'm completely mistaken and I'm kind of thinking of something else. But it's the feeling I had, so while watching it, I think I like it better. I never really liked very stern characters. So if you remember for the manga or the anime, please tell me. Actually, I forgot about Bank's manager. So for his friends, Anda's friends, I really don't remember at all. Since I don't remember, I don't know if in the original work it's like this, if it's really the manager or bank/bank, what do you want, if it's like in what they do in the drama or not. But if so, I think they must have changed the personality of the manager a lot, because I don't really remember seeing a manager like that before in an anime or in a manga, while I did see a lot of manager being like her in different Thai dramas. And I have to say, I haven't seen much yet, but I'm already so freaking tired of these kind of manager. Like, why are they making it like that? Okay, I'm not going to say always, but very often there are women who are a bit round, you know, who have a bit of, how do you say that, forms? Shapes. I don't know how you say it in English, but you know what I mean. Were very rude and laugh like witches. I don't know. She has a terrible laugh, and are very mean and bad people. And I don't know why they do managers like that. I mean, you can still be a normal person, but still be a meanie inside. You don't have to scream, "I am a bad person." I don't know why they do these kinds of people. So maybe it's again like this in the manga, but I really don't remember, and it doesn't really ring a bell of me seeing such a character in manga. So yeah, she's... Now a bit more on the drama on itself. I was not expecting too much of it since it's a Thai drama, unfortunately. I was excited just because I know the name Love Stage, but like I just said just before, they were never, both the anime and the manga, in my top favorites, I think. So I was just excited because I knew the name. However, I have to say that when I started it, I was still very disappointed. I think it took me 3 episodes to really get into it. And it's pretty bad since it's only 10 episodes. But 3 episodes where I just couldn't get into it because of the acting. Unfortunately, especially the first 2. I think it's during the 3rd episode that it started to get better for me. But the first 2 episodes, I just couldn't. It took me the longest time to just watch these 2 episodes because... I'm sorry, I'm really sorry to anyone who liked it. But when I was watching it, when I was in front of it, I was just thinking the whole time, it's terrible. I was expecting better. I don't know the actor who plays Anda, actually. I don't think I've seen him before. But for the actor who plays Rio, I've seen him before. So I was expecting more from him. So yeah, very big disappointment in the first 2 episodes. But then in the 3rd episode, I don't know if they got better, if the acting and production and everything got better, or if I just got used to how they act. I don't know what it is, but it's better later on. So yeah, if they got better, okay, that's great. If it's just me getting used to... I don't want to say it, but the bad acting, then that's a shame. But then it became really watchable, I think, for me. Maybe I would have dropped it if I couldn't really stand the acting. Also, sometimes I think that some of the scenes are way too long. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it again when I make this video, but I can take, for example, I can take the scene from the kiss, this big kiss while Anda is sleeping. It's way too long. It's too long. Like, cut it in half. We don't need to see this for such a long period of time. Same, for example, towards the end, we have troubles in the couple, of course, and we both see Anda crying and also Rio crying. And I just want to say props to the actor playing Anda, because he really touched me when he cried. His acting wasn't the best during the entirety of the drama, even though I do think it got better as it went. But for these crying scenes, I want to say props to him, because it made me feel really sad for him. I wanted to go and hug him. But then we have Rio crying too, and while he doesn't cry as well as the actor of Anda does, because clearly he doesn't cry, he pretends to cry. And while he's pretending is pretty good, I think, in my opinion, it's pretty good. But another example of that it's too long. The scene where he pretends to cry is way, way, way too long. So when he starts crying, wow, I started feeling so bad for him. I was like, it was just breaking my heart, kind of, while I was in front of it. Because since he was pretending, he was kind of hiding his face, you couldn't see his eyes, you couldn't see that tears weren't really coming out. But since the scene stretched for so long, at some point you can sense that he doesn't really know what to do anymore. And so he kind of starts shifting and everything, and that's when you start seeing that he is not really crying. And it's a shame, because I think that if they have shortened this scene, it would have been a lot better, both for the drama and the actor. Just before I finish, I want to mention two things in particular that I actually really like, and I'm sure it's like this again in the manga and the anime, but since I don't remember. Anyway, first thing I really liked is actually Anda's reaction to meeting Lala. It was just so cute, it was so pure. Really, his very first reaction, his surprise face, and how he just hides behind Rio. It's so sweet, it's so sweet. So yeah, I just wanted to mention it quickly. And second thing I really like is how Rio is always so supportive of Anda. First, we see it, of course, when he tries to do this photo shoot with him, and I think it's kind to liberate him to try and see that he can do it. I think that's what he wants to do at this moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work, but I think the ultimate goal was to help Anda at this moment. And it's actually like the brother, but how he really supports Anda in what he is doing, especially drawing. Because of course he must realize himself that Anda's drawings are not what you could call the best, but I think it goes even farther than the brother in this sense, that even though at the end of the day they are very similar in how they want to kind of protect Anda but still support him, it just really touches me how he's so into helping him and how supportive he is. But yeah, that's it for me on this drama. I don't have much to say, unfortunately, because I found it not exceptional, but at the same time I didn't find it terrible or anything. It's really kind of in the middle. It took me a bit of time to continue, but I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's really in the middle. That's why I give just 5, because I just couldn't think of another grade to give it. But yeah, anyway, if you've watched it, don't hesitate to tell me your thoughts about this drama. Even though I didn't like it, I hope you did. If you did, it's great for you. You spent a very good time in front of it. But yeah, that's it for me. And with this, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!